All right, guys, good morning. Today was an amazing trading day. We are waiting for Fed's meeting and release of their statements, and that might cause some volatility. But at the open, AMD and Tesla gave us really good trading opportunity. I traded one opening range breakout on AMD with the signal on level 2. Let's take a look at the signals that I saw as the price was going up. The ask and level 2 were bullish, and the asks were going higher and higher. And that was a signal for me to be aggressive and add more. Same as Tesla. When we were trading Tesla short, we saw below the VWAP a huge huge bid at 172. And that was a sign that it can't break down 172. So in this recap, I'm going to show you how we actually trade and add to a position based on the level 2 signals. A big ask, a huge seller is a bullish sign. The price goes up. And a huge bid is a bearish sign. It means the price can drop. We'll see the examples, screenshots one by one in real time. And I hope you to learn how to trade based on level 2. Let's watch the recap. Thank you. All right, guys, today was a really nice trading day, really amazing trading day. I want to talk about trading based on level 2 and how we actually did trade AMD based on level 2. So the trade that I did today was a scalp from AMD. Obviously, AMD had the earning yesterday. Had a very nice pre-market, very strong above the pre-market. Opened very strong in the pre-market. At the open, just 1 minute was very. So as you see, opened the stock was gapping down 5% in the pre-market earning, and then at the open, in the first 2 minutes, as you see, popped up significantly here, and the first minute was very strong, and it's kind of very extended from the VWAP, and that causes, usually when you're so extended from the VWAP, that causes a little bit of difficulty for the breakout. So what I did here, I went long for the 1 minute open range breakup. We did a quick pop, but I really got out of it because I knew that this is a very big risk to go back to the VWAP, and that's exactly what happened. Dropped below the VWAP, and then it suddenly came back and bounced back from the VWAP. Squeezed very strong. This is a very bullish candlestick for a VWAP. And then what happened here was that I went long, and now this time would be an opportunity for us to break the high of the day plus continues going higher. So I went long here at 78.80, and it's a huge ask at 81.55, so it's probably going to break 81.55. Added more on 79.10. As soon as I saw it came down and bounced back, I added more, and we were ready to move higher. When I went long here, my stop loss was just below the VWAP. It came down, tested, never really reached to the VWAP, and bounced back. As soon as I saw that this doji, I really liked that, and I added heavy on that 79.22 for the break of high of the day. And what we saw here during the day was that we actually saw a bigger ask going up and up. See at 81.60. You remember that we saw that? 81.55. So I see it popped up to 81.66. So the asks are getting bigger and bigger, and this is a very bullish ladder that the price is going to continue going higher and higher. So you saw that ask at 81.55. So that was a really nice pop that we got from it, from 79 all the way up to 80, and then it came down. It really did a nice consolidation here from 9.45 to 10.15. My stop loss here in that case was at the break-even point. So the break-even point was somewhere around here, and then as soon as it came up for the break of high of the day, we saw some big asks stacking up. By looking at it, we are really looking at there's one thing that you can look is the ladder on the book map. So we're looking at the book map, in that time, for example, is coming up trying to break the high of the day. You see that huge ask in 81. You could see that huge ask. There was also a huge bid at 79.50, but I think this one is more likely to go through this supply area than going down. So because everything else was very bullish. So that was a very nice area that you go to target for 81. And as you see, we actually did get that through that 81. So as you see 80, we saw that 81 huge ask, so I added twice and went up, sold some, and we kept some for the 81, and I see we broke out by 81 with high volume, did pull back at the VWAP and continued going higher, and now at 81.59. So that was a very interesting Very interesting trading on AMD. Obviously, it was very, very strong. So on a 2-minute chart, if you were looking at it, it could have been a very nice 5-minute candlestick, bullish engulfing. So this is called, in a first candlestick close like that, but suddenly a huge squeeze up. This is what we call a bullish engulfing crack, that you can go up for the breakout, and that's exactly what happened. And these are the ads that we did. This could be also an ABCD pattern that you went up. So I did trade it in the two sides, both on the share size and also on this area. So when we came above here, I also sold some puts at, let's bring this one here. So we sold puts at 79 here as well. So one way of going long is either you buy the shares directly or you sell the puts at a little bit lower. So that's also one type of reversal. So let me show you here. So when you are trying to go long here, for example, what you can do is you can look at the puts, like in that case, for example, 79. If you're thinking that it's going to go up above 79, you can short the puts here, because as the price go higher, the puts are become worthless and worthless and worthless. And therefore, you make money on that. So that's the two trade that I did on that. So let's take a look at the charts on let's take a look at the charts on AMD shorts. Yeah, here. So let me bring it here. Yeah, that's the chart of the AMD puts. We sold it at around here, at around $2. And as you see, it's just continue losing the value. For what expiry date? For the end of this week, February 3rd. So that's the as AMD is going to go higher, these puts are going to go slowly worthless. And because you're short on them, you make money when they're going to zero. And probably by Friday they're going to go to zero. Now they're trading at 83 cents. So that is that's one way of trading. You can either buy the shares or you can just short the puts here. And what expiry, what the strike price? So in that case, for example, I think the moment that I went somewhere, so when you're here, you can do 79 or 78 or 77, somewhere around here, depending on how much. If you go lower, then the premium that you're collecting is smaller. So that's one way of making money on that. So either go long shares or sell the puts on them. But selling puts are a little bit better because for sometimes for entry you need to have a perfect entry on the share size when you're trading the shares. But when you are actually selling puts, so it doesn't matter really much for you if you don't have to be exact accurate. So if it's going to stay above here and eventually go up, if you sell at 78.50 or 77, then you're going to have this kind of confidence that for choppiness, you have some time for choppiness, and time is in your favor when you're actually shorting puts. You can buy the calls too, or you can sell the puts. When you're buying the calls, the time is not your favor. When you're shorting the options, you're selling the options, time is becoming in your favor. All right, so that's the thing. I think AMD is probably going to go to 82. I don't see any big ask at 82 right now, but potentially it's going to go to 82. The other trade that we did was Tesla. Oh, actually, by the way, before we actually go in there, I want to show you some of the screenshots that I took from AMD. I'm going to bring some of the screenshots that I took from AMD for, let me bring it here for you. Yeah, so this is a screenshot that I want to take. I took that. So obviously that was the first trade that we got stopped out. As soon as it came back up, we saw this heavy volume. I saw a huge ask here. Do you see this huge ask? Very important, very important. The price is going up, 79.76. So we saw that constantly going up. That's why we went long. We added more, and see, these asks are a signal for you that the price is going on. These are big sellers, and why big sellers are putting up there is because they are expecting the price come to them. They're not desperate sellers. They know that the prices come to them. Like someone who wants to, sell his house, and then they know that it's a bull market in the housing market. Say you're asking price and coming higher and higher and higher because you know the price is going to come to you. You're not desperate. If you're desperate, you just have to accept the lower price, but they're not desperate. Another picture, see here as the 80. See, these are the screenshots that I got, and I love that. So you see that we are still long, and I see this 80 huge ask here. Obviously I want to get to that 80. In the matter of probably a few seconds we're going to get into 80 and above 80 even. So that's one thing. Again, we're going here, so I see 80 24 again, another big ask. He popped up about 80, and these are a matter of minutes and seconds. So 9:45, and then you're on 9:48, huge ask above, and you see this is a very clear signal coming, and then coming back down. Sometimes you have to also remember that, you know, right now there is some big ask here, some bids here, but there is no significance. There is no significance in these numbers. It has to be very significant. The lot has like 1,000 or 500 or 300. You know, like 20, 50 is really not that much. Here and again, another, when the price comes back up, I see huge ask, and that's a signal that you can go up in there. So 153 lots here. And this is another example that I wanted to show you, that like, in this is 33 here, it's 51 here. There's really not much here, but when there is significant number on one side, you can make a decision based on that. And here, everything here in this area is a very, very nice ABCD pattern that we were having. This is a very bullish pattern. Therefore, if I see a big bid here, I don't go short, you know, because I look at also the price action. So the price action is also very, very important for me. Again, as the price is going to continue going higher, big ask at 81, and we just continue going up. For going short also works the same thing. Tesla, what we did, shorted Tesla at 172.80. We shorted the Tesla because we saw a huge beat here at 172, and we eventually break the 172 as well, and we go significantly lower than that here. That's a trade that we did on Tesla, same in the morning. So we did a 1 minute open range breakdown, and there was 172. We broke this 172, took all the way to 171, and then we covered here and came back. Tesla was really not that much of a week, so it just kind of was a little bit difficult to trade it, but eventually, nonetheless, we did this big beat here. So how to trade based on level 2, guys, that was very, very important, guys. So having, when you're having a bullish pattern and there is big ask, that's a sign that you can go or add to your position. When you're coming, when you're seeing a very weak stock below the VWAP with a very big, huge bid like Tesla, you can sell short or add to your position and recover on that. I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and if you have any question, guys, leave in the comments, and I'll happy to answer that.